Hi, Tom. How are you doing today? I believe you're not in your comfortable home today.
Nice to see you again, Gilbert. It's my new comfortable home. So greetings from the Topaz project. I'm currently on site here, just behind me. We've got the drill rig, which has just started the Jetstream #1 appraisal well. So it's all happening.
It's good to know. It's good to catch you on site here. Maybe just to refresh some of the audience memory, because we chatted 3 months ago for our first
Mhm.
introduction interview. Maybe you can refresh and tell us a bit more about the background of your company, Pulsar Helium.
Certainly. So Pulsar Helium, as the name suggests, we're a dedicated helium company. And so we just listed on the TSXV in August of last year. So we're quite young, but behind the scenes, we've been operating as a private company for a number of years. For us, we have two helium projects. One is in Greenland, referred to as the Tunu project, where we've identified helium there that is not associated with hydrocarbons. And then we have our Topaz project, which is where I am right now, which is in Minnesota in the USA. And this is a project where a helium discovery has been made. It was drilled and hit the extremely high concentration of 10.5% helium. To give a little bit of context to your listeners, anything that's above 0.3% helium concentration is deemed to be of economic interest. It may have the potential to be a producing asset. So 10.5% it really is something that we're very happy to have. And in both locations, we're the first mover and a brand new projects. And helium is the element of interest. It's not a byproduct of hydrocarbons.
So you obviously you talk about you're on site here. Maybe you tell us more about this Jetstream #1 appraisal wells that you're drilling here. Tell us a bit about the details. What you do intend to do here?
Okay, look, we just started the well today, and really it's drilled 15 meters away from that original discovery. Now, that original discovery it's hit the helium at 542 meters depth. We'll be drilling to that depth and then going deeper. So the intention is to try and hit that same reservoir, and then to go deeper to see what else may be at depth. So that's the primary objective, is to try and replicate that original discovery. Now, when that discovery was made, it was another company. It wasn't us, but they're actually out there exploring for nickel and for copper and for platinum. They hit the gas completely unexpectedly. So whilst they were able to get gas samples, which they then sent for analysis, they were also able to get some crude flow rates of the gas coming out of the ground. So it was a free gas phase, but they weren't able to do any of the other testing that you would normally expect from a gas well. So the objective is that we attempt to replicate, go a bit deeper, and then should we hit the gas, then we'll have all the testing equipment come to site, so we can get things like flow rates, concentration of the gas, pressure testing, and then a lot of downhole tools as well, resistivity, etc. So we'll have the intention is to really have a wealth of data, and should it be successful, then at the end of that, we can then start to do a resource update to see how much gas may be present.
So what sort of timing you're thinking about? You started today, so what sort of timing are we talking about?
We think that the well itself will probably take about 2 weeks to complete, and then with the rig would then leave, and should we have hit the gas, then a truck with testing equipment would then come and connect to the wellhead. So at surface, it would look like maybe like a sort of glorified fire hydrant with a number of valves there, and then the testing truck could then connect to that and do the additional testing in any gas zones that may have been identified. And that could take another 1 to 2 weeks. So a long way of answering your question, but my anticipation and hope is that we'll have all the data by the end of February.
Okay. So let's touch upon one of your recent news as well. You've raised a private placement for over $4 million. So can you tell us a bit about who are the investors with this placement and what sort of use of proceeds with that?
Yeah, look, really, really happy to have AB Crescent on board. So it's a Dutch corporation. and it's purely a financial investment. So it's not a company which has a vested interest in the product itself, but they seem to certainly like the space that we're in, see helium as being something that they want to be associated with. And I'm very pleased because it gives they have a great deal of faith in the company, and that now with this milestone of drilling the appraisal well here, should it be successful, then we can start to move the company forward quite significantly. So they're brilliant. Well, one of the people from AB Crescent, so Brice Laurent, he's joined our board as well. He really does bring some great skills to the company, particularly with his background of debt financing. So should we be successful and we start to look towards the future, then certainly with any capital associated costs, that background of his would be very helpful. So also with their investment, according to the standard Canadian securities laws, their shares are escrowed for 4 months and 1 day, which includes the period of time where we're drilling this well. So just an additional vote of confidence there, which I'm really pleased. So they did their homework on us, and great to have them on board.
So let's talk a bit about your share price. So since last time we talked about 3 months ago, and your share price has been appreciated steadily. And so do you think your company is still undervalued as of this point, or what should be the investors be looking for in the next, maybe just this year? Like you mentioned about the drilling after that. So what's the milestones the investors should be following after this?
Well, I think, look, every CEO asked that question, is their company undervalued, would probably say, well, yes. But look, I'm really happy with how it's gone. We only listed in August, so it naturally takes time for the company, for awareness to grow. So with that. Really, and then since we've announced that the appraisal well is happening, I think we've steadily started to get more and more interest when we confirmed that the drill rig's coming, and all these things, the seismic survey that we did. I'm actually very happy. It's been a nice organic growth based on technical milestones that we lived up to what we said that we would do, and I'm really happy. We're not seeing any sort of ridiculous movements. We're seeing a nice steady momentum, which I'm really pleased with. So I think, look, in terms of the milestones for any investors or potential investors out there, is that really what we're doing now with drilling this jet stream appraisal well, it is a big milestone for the company. I think that perhaps some look and say, well, look, they're in Minnesota, which doesn't have a history of gas exploration. 10.5%, it seems almost too good to be true. So I think there are people that are sort of waiting in the background to see the results of this well. So I think that's going to be a very significant milestone. Should it be successful and should we replicate the original discovery, then that will be a significant milestone for the company. And then should all that occur, then the next logical steps would be then to do a resource update, to then start to look at a feasibility study as well. There's going to be good, steady news flow coming out. And I personally, of course, am very biased, but I think it's a very exciting time for the company. So welcome anyone to reach out to us directly, even should they wish to know more, and join us for the ride.
For sure, Tom. So thank you for your time here today to give us an update, and especially to be able to catch you during your on-site drilling here.
No, again, we got very lucky. There wasn't too much noise in the background, nobody barging in, so we did well. But no, always a pleasure. And tell you what, perhaps sometime in March would be a good time for another catch-up once all this work here is finished.
For sure, let's do that. Thank you
Okay.
for your today.